Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
(7:31), 21 degrees outside.
Mm-hmm. What? I think it felt great.
No, I'm not complaining about the weather, but I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Now, I don't want you to get mad at me. I don't want you. I won't. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm just asking you a question.
Okay.
Okay. So, Joan and I have lived in our house since 1974.
Okay.
During that time, once, probably 25 or 30 years ago, we had a mouse in the house.
Ah.
In the cupboard.
Okay.
In the cupboards.
All right.
It's that time of year, 21 degrees outside, the cold weather pushes those mice inside.
Can happen.
All right. But we've never had that problem until you moved to the neighborhood.
Oh, you're blaming me because you found a mouse in your house?
Well, I'm just asking, did you think maybe from the farm you brought some mice in with a box of something?
Well, if I did, wouldn't they have been in my house?
Well, I wondered they come across the street.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so let me ask you this. This might be part of the problem. Do you have a black and white cat?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, because a black and white cat spent Saturday night in my house, or in the garage.
Oh. Well, maybe.
And I got up Sunday morning, and all of a sudden I hear this meowing. I'm like, what in the world? Oh, no. And it had kind of gotten stuck up on a table there in the garage. So I rescued it and
put it out,
set it outside, and I'm like, well, maybe that was Dave's cat. If it was, I was going to charge you rent for the overnight.
Well, if it's your mouse, I'm going to charge you rent too.
Oh, okay. Goes both ways, huh?
No,
I don't. Yeah.
So
no mice in my house, at least not that I've discovered at the moment.
Well, we were really surprised because we just haven't had, and I'm all kidding aside.
Yeah.
And we were getting ready to go on a little trip on Saturday, and we were going to take along some food, and lo and behold, the bottom of a potato chip bag, he must have liked salt.
Oh, yeah?
Because the corner of the potato chip bag was eaten.
Aha.
And they got in there and had some chips.
Well.
And then the other evidence, of course, is,
I see.
They leave a little doo-doo behind, but I just wondered if you thought you might have brought some mice into town from the country when you moved here.
Well, I did move here almost a year ago, so I would think that if I brought one in, I'm guessing I can't imagine that it would have waited a year to go over to your place, but you never know.
Well, it could have, I don't even know if a mouse lives a year. There could have been some offspring.
Oh, okay.
They do multiply.
Yeah.
But you don't think you're guilty of that, neighbor?
Well, I don't know how I could be.
Okay.
But like I said, I would think that if I brought one around or into the neighborhood, it would have been, I would have took it into my house.
Yeah, that black and white cat had a collar, didn't it?
I don't think it did.
Didn't it? Okay.
I'm not sure. I didn't really pay much attention. I was just so surprised. We had left the garage door open for, a little while on Saturday, and got home from the volleyball tournament, and I'm like, did I hear a cat? I'm thinking, I must be dreaming. So I went in, I went to sleep, I got up the next morning, and I went back out to the garage, and I'm like, yes, I hear a cat. And there it was.
I can just imagine what you said under your breath, or maybe out loud. Oh, Bernie's cat.
Trust me, that's what I was thinking. Actually, I was thinking, I'm like, I hope this is Dave's cat. I almost called you.
Oh, really?
To find out if it was, but I'm like, well, I'll just set it outside and it'll make its way home.
And it probably did.
Yeah.
And
I feel bad. I would have, set some water or something out for it.
Well, sure.
If I wouldn't have been able to, if I'd have noticed it was in there Saturday night, or I would have, tried to get it out Saturday night. But
you kind of want to be careful about that, Brent. It's kind of like, inviting a neighbor over.
And then them staying?
Feeding them, but maybe you have a big fat steak. And
I didn't think about that.
And then you'll see them out in your yard hanging around.
Well, I wasn't the most accommodating host, so I'm going to guess that it probably won't be back.
You didn't give it any treats or anything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, if you give them little treats, they'll probably be back.
Yeah. But it had climbed up on a table, and it kind of looked like it was having a hard time getting off the table, so I don't know how long it had been there. But I went over to get it, and eek.
Did he hiss at you?
Yes.
Oh. There's nothing worse than a hissy cat.
I was afraid it was going to attack me.
Well, they might bite or scratch you.
I know. Got nervous.
Good thing.
But
I could just see that.
I kind of calmed it down. And
you got it calmed down?
Yeah. And
that's nice of you.
Let it outside.
Way to go. I can just hear you, Bernie. We'll put a cat in my garage. Apperson put a mouse in my house. Cat and mouse, that's what it's all about here on the Breakfast Show this morning.
There you go.
But be ready, folks. I think the mice are coming in, and we went and got some poison. Hopefully but we noticed.
Now, do you get nervous? Sometimes I got nervous sometimes setting the poison out because you never know where they'll die at.
Well,
do you know what I mean? And then you start to smell. And then you go in search of.
Yeah. You have to weigh that up. And then there's the trap thing where they'll drag a trap halfway across I don't know. Or they can. And my wife said, "You're going to be the executioner, not me." And I'm saying, "Well, I can just see that she'd be home and I wasn't, and hear the slap of a trap and a mouse in there crawling around."
So did you get the mouse, or is the mouse still on the loose?
I think it's still on the loose because when we got back home, we stayed overnight, and we got back home yesterday. First thing I did was open up the cupboard, and we took everything out except, glass containers, and put it in the little treat for it. It really didn't look like it had been nibbling on it.
Yeah.
So I think we still went on the loose.
That's the frustrating thing when you find them in a cupboard.
Yeah, it's awful.
Then you have to clean everything out.
Yeah.
You have to pull everything out. You don't know what it's gotten into, and
I mean, he had all kinds of selections of regular chips, barbecue chips. There was some other pretzels, all sorts of things in there, and he went for the regular Ruffles have ridges.
I see.
So we know it's taste. We just got to give it another little something to eat. Birthdays today. Linda Zorb, happy birthday to you. Vicki Oxford, what a lovely lady. She is celebrating her birthday today. And Cindy Bristol Gilmore, happy birthday to you. Now, those are just the ones we're aware of. But if you're celebrating a birthday out there today, you're celebrating with Ziggy Marley, age 54, reggae singer, son of legendary artist Bob Marley. Alan Jackson is celebrating his birthday today. Alan is 64 today. And Michael Keane is 75. He was Lenny on Laverne and Shirley.
Oh, yeah.
Lenny, kind of squeaky little voice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And his buddy was Squiggy, right?
Yeah,
Lenny and Squiggy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He also starred in Better Call Saul and played rocker David Hubbins in the movie Spinal Tap, which was hilarious.
Oh,
yeah. So those are some birthdays. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. It's also National Bosses Day. Celebrate the guy who signs your paycheck.
Oh, well.
But
special happy Bosses Day to you.
Well, same to Jeremy Shipe. Let's just put it over on his platform, because since he's the station manager, let's just change it over to him.
Okay.
National Mulligan Day. This is the day where you go, oh, I get a do-over.
I wish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things today I'd like to do over.
I hear you. National Pasta Day is today. If you like your pastas, spaghetti, macaroni, all kinds of pastas, which are really, really good. So those are some of the things that are going on. Now we're going to play the game, and on Friday, we had a few special guests on Friday. One of those was Casey Williams with Aero Aviation, and he brought in some swag for us to give away. So let's give away, which one do you want to do, that beautiful hat or the T-shirt?
Let's give away the T-shirt today.
Okay, it's a nice T-shirt, has Aero Aviation on it. They're spraying pastures right now. If you need to talk to Casey, give him a call. He'll get you on their schedule. Here's Brent with the question for the day, and he also has another prize.
Yeah, we'll throw in a certificate for a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut as well. All right, we're asking questions about apples because it's Apple Month. So how many calories are in one apple? How many calories are in one apple? Your choices are 80, 120, 200, or 250.
In an apple?
Yep.
Okay.
How many calories are in one apple? 80, 120, 200, or 250? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
Proud to serve you as your hometown grocery store, Gary's Superfoods. USDA Choice Boneless Beef Chuck Roast, $4.59 a pound. Start your morning right with Kellogg's cereal at 2 for $7. For a quick meal, Jack's Pizzas are 2 for $7 as well. Pick up your large carving pumpkins, they're only $5.99 each. For snacking, choose Cheez-Its crackers, 2 for $5. Gary's Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
And we have Chase on the line this morning. Chase, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, good. Are you getting ready for school?
Yep.
Oh, what school do you go to?
Broken Bow.
Broken Bow. What grade are you in?
7th.
7th grade. Oh man, you're getting up there. Well, you'll be graduating before you know it. Here's Brent.
All right, Chase, here's your question. How many calories are in one apple? Is it 80, 120, 200, or 250?
80.
80 is right. Way to go, my man. You got it. And because you've answered correctly, we have a certificate that'll get you a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut, and we'll throw in an Aero Aviation T-shirt, too. So come on out and see us when you can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. 7:44 is your time. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on a Monday. Monday. Well, let's talk volleyball for a moment. I know you talked volleyball for all of Saturday into Saturday evening, and also, of course, some volleyball before Saturday and some football on Friday. But volleyball was the main theme on Saturday for sure. Congratulations to all the teams who competed. South Loop winning the second year in a row at the Amac tournament. The championship, I understand.
Yes, yeah. We covered the Mid-Nebraska Activities Conference volleyball tournament last week for you, like we always do. Had a big day on Saturday, did the semifinals and the third-place consolation and championship matches. South Loop winning the tournament title this year, so congratulations to them. Big thanks to Gavin Higgins, who came and helped me out on Saturday. Don't know how I would have made it through the day without him. It can be a long day of calling volleyball on that championship Saturday. So Gavin came and helped us out and had a great time. Great competition, like always. Great atmosphere, having it in the Broken Bow Gym, and great crowd on hand. So, yeah, it was a great day. And like you said, congratulations to all of the teams who helped put on another exciting tournament.
Yeah. It's kind of strange, Brent. We were clear up in the middle of nowhere in the Sandhills and no cell service, but the little place we stayed in had their own wireless internet. Mm-hmm. You okay?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
And we were able to listen, to volleyball and catch the Huskers on our phones and listen to you guys and listen to Gavin and you working together. It's amazing that these days you can, we've talked about it before, but if you want to listen to sports on KBBN or KCNI, you can do that just about anywhere. And it was kind of fun to listen so, far removed as far as you couldn't text it, you couldn't do anything, but because of the house, you could use your phone as a receiver. So we got to listen to you guys, and the football game was kind of fun to listen to, the Huskers.
I thought it was really fun, except for the way it ended.
Yeah, it was. It was a good game.
I mean, there was a moment there when you were wondering if Nebraska was going to be in it. And, man, they fight. Mickey Joseph has them to where they fight. Yeah. And, man, they fought in the second half. And if they could have just got one stop at the end and given Casey Thompson and Trey Palmer one more crack at the ball, especially with Purdue missing an extra point, I'm like, man, if we get the ball back, we can win. We can somehow pull this thing out.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Purdue was able to pick up a fourth down and run out the clock at the end. So, but listen, when you think about where Nebraska was at the beginning of the year, there's progress. Now, when you give up over 600 yards to a team, maybe that's not progress. I don't know, but they fight, man. They do.
Yeah, they do.
That's what I took away from it. So, be interesting to see if they can get a couple, 3 more wins and maybe make it to a bowl game yet this year.
Just might. So, this week, I see on Tuesday we have volleyball coverage with video, and then you're talking about football playoffs. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah. The Class D1 and D2 state football playoffs will begin on Thursday. And congratulations to South Loop. They make it into the playoffs this year in D2. They'll take on Kennesaw in the opening round on Thursday. That game will be at Kennesaw. Mullen makes the playoffs. They will be on the road and take on Elm Creek on Thursday. Congratulations to them. Twin Loop, great season, 6-2 on the regular season, and they will host a first-round playoff game as they take on Elgin Public Pope John in Taylor on Thursday. And Sandhills Thetford, 7-1 on the regular season, the number 2 seed in the West bracket of the D2 playoffs in the first round, and they will host Hyannis at Thetford, and that'll be on Thursday. South Loop's game scheduled for a 5 o'clock start, Mullins game 5 o'clock Central, Twin Loop 6 o'clock, and Sandhills Thetford 7 o'clock. So we'll do our annual little powwow coming up this morning, and We'll be working on what we're able to cover for you on Thursday, and we'll let you know once that decision has been made. Also, congratulations to Sandhills Valley, the sports co-op between Stapleton and McPherson County. They made the playoffs in Class D1. So those are your area teams that are in the 8-man playoffs.
All right, thank you, Brent. The Grocery Cart in Broken Bow, Nebraska. We're going to talk a little bit about a few of their specials and also some job openings, and encourage you to shop there. They're open 7 days a week, as you know. They open up at 7 o'clock, stay open till 10, 7 days a week. And, of course, their deli is up and expanding again, but they're still looking for some workers. So let's take a look at the job openings. I have those here. Part-time deli worker, potential full-time position could be brought from that part-time opening there. They also are looking for part-time cashiers and a full-time shift manager. For all shifts, they are looking for people. Also a meat merchandiser, the baking department, weekend bakery. So come and see Steve if you're interested in any of those great opportunities at the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow. They can hire 14-year-olds and up, part-time and full-time. Apply in person and speak with Steve Fowler, the manager.
Here's some of the specials that have been circled for us to share with you here this week from the Grocery Cart. In the meat department, Hormel Natural Choice Boneless Pork Chops, $2.98 a pound this week. Grocery Cart's Premium Age Choice Certified Angus Beef, eye-round steaks or roast, $4.98 a pound this week. In the dairy deals, Blue Bonnet Margarine Sticks, 3 for $5. Check that out. And we're kind of getting into the cooler season now, so I guess you would call it soup season. And they got soup on sale at the Grocery Cart this week. Progresso soups, 3 cans for $5 at the GK. Some of the things they have circled for us in the produce section: yellow sweet onions, 98 cents a pound. Sleeved crisp celery, $1.38 each. Some of the specials that you'll find this week at the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow. Don't forget, make sure you have your rewards card with you. You can redeem those points for specials in the store or for some specials on gasoline at Casey's in Broken Bow. And they always have some great specials going on each and every week at the GK in Broken Bow.
And always remember, there's always people in the parking lot shopping, parking their cars and going in and shopping. So it always is a little busy out front for parking. But don't let that stop you from going in the store. They have those big, wide aisles and plenty of room. And there's plenty of parking on the west side of the building as well. And you can use that. There's available parking there most all the time. So don't let the front fool you. There's plenty of parking, plenty of space in the store for you to enjoy. And visit with your friends and neighbors, of course, because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, you just can't go to the grocery store and not have a conversation with somebody. That's just the way it is here in central Nebraska. Good to have you folks along. It is 7:56. getting to a call in a reasonable amount of time from their location. The proposed new fire station would be at the intersection of 4th and Elm Streets in St. Paul, if approved.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In postseason baseball, the Yankees stay alive with a 4-2 win over the Guardians in Cleveland to even up that series at 2-2. There is scheduled to be a deciding Game 5 today in New York. Weather permitting, there's a 60% chance of rain in the Bronx. That game was set to get underway at 7 Eastern. Week 6 in the NFL. Sunday night, the Eagles remain undefeated, now 6-0 after beating their rivals, the Cowboys, 26-17. Dallas falls to 4-2 on the season. Game of the day was in Kansas City, at least the matchup of the day, where the Bills beat the Chiefs 24-20. Buffalo now an AFC best 5-1. Quarterback Josh Allen, 3 touchdown passes in the win. Kansas City falls to 4-2. Giants are 5-1 after beating the Ravens 24-20. The Vikings are 5-1 after defeating the Dolphins 24-16. The Jets down the Packers in Green Bay 27-10, snapping Green Bay's 15-game home field winning streak, and the Steelers surprised the Buccaneers 20-18. Bengals over the Saints 30-26.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, look for sunny to partly cloudy skies with high temperatures working up into the lower part of the 50s. Then for tonight, mostly clear and chilly, a low of 17. Tuesday, once again lower 50s for high temperatures under lots of sunshine, and then warming up into your Wednesday to a high of 69 degrees. Thursday, mostly sunny, low 70s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Is your current financial advisor really listening to you, or just waiting for his or her turn to talk? Hi, I'm Janet Lawhorn.
And I'm Tim McCaslin,
your local Edward Jones financial advisors, and we are here, ready to listen. We want to know what's important to you. We want to learn about your goals so that together we can put you on the financial path that's right for you. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to get started today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
8:04, 20 degrees outside under a clear sky. Winds are west-northwest, 3 and 4 miles per hour. Barometric pressure decided to go up 1 point after being steady for a couple hours. It's at 30-31, humidity at 77%. High yesterday, 57, with an overnight low of 21, now at 20, just after 8 o'clock. Sunrise this morning occurred at 7:52, sunset at 6:56, sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:53, and only 0.20 precipitation measured so far this month of October. And again, very, very dry out there. Please be aware of the brittle conditions out there with any burning materials and that sort of thing. Be sure and be careful about sparks and all of that. Be as careful as we can. Drove by the Halsey Forest this weekend, and just makes you sick. It just really does. All of the damage that was done from the fire there, and it'll be years in bringing that back to what it was before this most recent fire, and there's been 2 or 3 others over the years, but this one really, right from the highway, you can see what it's done, and it's awful. It really is. Too bad. So we'll want to be careful and try to avoid that. And sometimes it can't be avoided, but we can do our best to kind of watch out for that sort of thing, especially with harvest going on. Speaking of harvest, combines rolling. You can start to see the corn really come out now. There for a while it seemed like there was still a lot of corn standing, and there still is, but boy, when they get into a field, it doesn't take them very long to clean up a pretty good-sized field. We saw that right next door here. They were in here a couple of days, and poof, the corn is gone. Now it's just the corn shucks blowing around.
Yeah.
So hopefully that will go smoothly. And soybeans being picked, and cover crops planted. It's a busy time of year for the guys and gals out there. Fall calves going on, weaning and all of that. It's a busy time for our ag friends out there. What they really need to do is send somebody to Arnold, to Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts, and pick up a whole bunch of goodies, baked goods, coffees, and things for the crew.
Yes, indeed. And you can start doing that tomorrow. Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5. Open on Saturday from 9 until 3. While you're there, check out some of the things in their great gift selection. Check out their beautiful decor to help brighten your space and more. A lot of fall items in now in the gift department at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts. Coffee with a friend, always a good idea, so stop in and enjoy a coffee, a latte, a smoothie, cappuccino, baked goods. It's all there at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, Nebraska. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5. Open on Saturday as well from 9 until 3.
8:07, right on cue. Mr. Keith Ellis is here with the Custer County Economic Development Group. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good. You have a good weekend?
I did.
Pretty nice weather. The wind was a little brisk, but all in all, for this time of year, pretty good.
Yeah, we could be getting all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. We always remind ourselves, Keith, Brent remembers this well, and I know the folks down in Oconto do. And people who have lived here a long time knows that it can blizzard on Halloween. It's done that before. Mm-hmm. We can have a tornado on Halloween. So we aren't out of the woods yet. We're going into winter, but when we get that mix, you never know what's going to happen.
I just saw a deal yesterday. There were more tornadoes in December last year than there were during the tornado season last year.
Oh, my goodness. Countrywide. Nationwide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see more and more in places you've never seen them before.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So what have you been up to? What's on the plate for the economic development?
Well, we got a couple of happy things going on. The Callaway new construction project was approved by the state, and we're moving forward with that. So that's Bryson Kennedy in the Callaway Arnold area got the bid on that, and
good.
Which is good because it keeps it local. And we are really pleased with that. We'll be having a groundbreaking and all of that coming up soon. We got a few paperwork things to work out with that yet. But
let me just jump in here, Keith, because I hope folks out there know how much effort's been put into this, because the idea was to have this very thing happen that you just announced in Callaway. And it was kind of a roller coaster ride with all the red tape and hoops and so forth. A lot of hours put in to make this finally happen. So congratulations.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was a true testament of willpower and lots of ink.
Yeah, lots of ink, lots of computer time, and discussions with different people. But you got it done. That's great.
Well, and thanks to Ken Pitkin over in Callaway for the leadership he brought to the table to get that completed. So now we're ready to dig a hole.
That's great. That's great. Is that going to happen this fall yet, you think, or will you wait till spring?
A little bit depends on the developer and just some paperwork we got to finish. I think it could be done in December, I think.
Yeah, they pour cement almost year round anymore.
Yeah. Well, we just want to dig a hole, so.
Just want to get started.
Yeah.
Finally dig that hole.
Just dig a hole, one scoop at a time.
Okay, there you go. Well, that's good news. What comes after that now in this program is, what are you hoping comes next?
Well, this is through the trust fund grant, and so any of the funds that come back into the CEDC then will be used for either reinvestment into new home construction, or maybe we can use some of that funds to get more grant funds to do more projects. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we have talked about with our executive committee and others is that the CEDC is really working to try and bring new home construction to Custer County, but it's slow. It's onesie twosies, and it isn't enough. And so I think we need to go back and talk about some longer range things that we can do. And I know there's some plans to do that. And we are actually working with the city of Broken Bow on a major project that would be up by the hospital as well. And so there could be some new things coming over the horizon for us to help the impact of this housing market we're in. We had a meeting late last week, and the comments were made by some people in the construction business in the area that, if they built 20 homes right now, they could fill them immediately. And so it's really, we're just not doing enough. And that's one of in this business, especially in an economic development business, you got to ask two questions. Are we doing enough? And are we doing the right things? And so that's really where we're at. And I think that's where our CEDC board, we're really going to take some leadership to do some bigger projects, I think. Hopefully that's going to be the plan.
Well, I hope the folks out there appreciate what you're saying, because good leaders usually have to stop once in a while and say, this is not going as good as we want it to. We may not be addressing all the right things. We need to refocus and continue our efforts, but maybe direct things a little bit. Look at all the different angles rather than living in a bubble and going, well, we're doing the best we can. I think that's great to hear.
Well, yeah, and doing the best you can is somewhat limiting in how you think, and so in this, we have the leadership with this board of directors. We have the leadership to come up with some amazing solutions to things, and so we're really going to work on that. And I'm really excited about some of the concepts that we've been talking about. So we just need to get it done and get some positive, greater results.
Okay, yeah. All right. What are some of the other things that are happening on some of the other things you guys are focusing on?
Well, it's not just housing, and we talk a lot about housing, but boy, there's a lot going on otherwise. We had a really good business education roundtable meeting the other day. Some great results, and actually we are looking for volunteers to serve on 3 different groups that we've put together. The first one is the student group, basically high school graduates, students coming back home, and maybe they've been gone a year or whatever, but young people, to get them different programs. And it's not rocket science. It's getting them aware, getting them prepared, and getting them out into the business community. And so, and I'll say that the schools are doing a great job for what they can do. They're doing a great job in those trainings and with Mid-Plains Community College and otherwise. And so it isn't like there isn't anything going on. It's just that what we want to do is ramp it up a little bit and see if we can find resources to do that. There are other things. In this business, you never have enough money, so you got to leverage what you can do. And so what we're trying to do is find some other money to help leverage that. But the 3 outcomes of the business education partnership were the students. And then the second area was remote workers, the 30-somethings, young people moving back, and so back to their roots, kind of. And then the third area is the technology area to market this. And so, we've talked about this in the past here about how do you market to areas that have low unemployment rate themselves.
Right.
You got to have the niche, right? And the niche is rural roots and coming back home. And so that's really what we're working on. And so we have a technology group, the third phase of it, which is going to be, we're working right now on our completely redoing our website. We're committed to a workforce-based website. And then also one of the things, because we're going to have some major projects out of this, we need to have a project management system in place so that we can make sure that we're going through all the steps and we're not missing something and we're fulfilling our mission. And so we're going to have some sort of project management system in place to do this. It's not rocket science, but it's certainly a tracking mechanism. So we're looking for volunteers, 3 to 5 people on each committee. We don't want large committees, but we want to be flexible. We want to be accountable, and we're really working to try and fulfill, I think, some great outcomes from that meeting. I was so pleased. We had the superintendents of schools, and they had businesses there, and the dialogue and the commitment to get something done was really pretty powerful. And so that's one of the things outside of doing housing that's really impactful. And the next thing I'll just talk about quickly, and I wanted to bring the list, and I don't have it, but I'll bring the list. But one of these days, you have to have leadership in your community or your county, in our case, because we've talked about risk-taking leaders, and that's what you're seeing right now in all of our communities in Custer County, risk-taking leadership. And so what we're trying to build is that continuation of that profile of leadership, whether it's elected leadership, whether it's on board of directors of organizations and community organizations, whatever. And so we have completely reorganized our leadership Custer County. It's a critical issues think tank, and the format's similar to the past. Each month we have one full day session. It's the fourth Monday of the month coming up, and so we will be having sessions. The first one is just leadership skills and bonding, and the critical issue will be childcare and wellness, and we of course I've got our project we're working on in childcare and wellness, but that's not where we need to stop. And so there's still a gap in there in the need and demand of childcare beyond what can be done with the facilities. And so it's training new people to become in-home providers, those kinds of things, and just trying to spread that demand out.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but we don't even know the task of the class is to really come up with solutions, healthcare, the demands in rural America on healthcare. And we're so blessed to have Melham and in Broken Bow and the Callaway Community Hospital in Callaway to have these facilities in our area, because if you don't have that kind of services with our demographics, you really are in a challenge. And so we're really lucky to have that. But there are always issues out of healthcare. Education, we're going to have a session on education. We're talking about having a panel of students, a panel of parents, and a panel of administrators talking about critical issues in education, getting the insights of all three levels of the stakeholders in education. And so we're working on that. Agriculture, we've got a big project. The agricultural session will be in January, on the 23rd of January, and that one will be critical issues in agriculture. I'm not quite sure. We have Ryan Vonderho has been putting together that program, and so I'm not quite sure exactly. But I know he's got 2 or 3 panels that he's put together on some critical issues that'll be discussing things. So you can tell that leadership is so important, in the commitment of the CEDC to reorganize and ramp up the whole program is pretty significant. And so we're real pleased with that. You're on the marketing committee. That's going to, with what happened with our business education partnership, we're going to kind of retool that marketing committee into those 3 specific areas.
Okay.
And so we'll be having a meeting soon on that and try to get that piece together. And I want to use the marketing team as really the bridge between all of the outcomes of the partnership and the marketing that we need to do in concept and in implementation of what comes out of that, plus our marketing strategies, which we've talked about in the past. So that's kind of where we're at with that. We work in partnership with the University of Nebraska, Sean Caskey and Caleb Pollard out of Ord on business development, small business development. They have a program that they use, and so when we get inquiries for people who want to start a business or want to buy a business, those kinds of things, which we welcome people to call or come in and talk to me about it. We'll get you started on the process of what it takes to start a business, the financing. The 2 areas, the outcomes of a new business are, the 2 toughest components of it are marketing and financing.
Yeah.
And so we really try to provide as much input to that as we can. I've got background in small business and for years and what I've done. So, but we have a program we use stakeholders with USDA, Rural Enterprise Assistance Program, REAP, and Nebraska Business Development Center, and they have tremendous resources to utilize. So we use them in partnership, and we do like a kitchen table interview with a prospect and really try to help them out, find out exactly what they're doing and where their concepts are, and provide that kind of initial, have you thought about this kind of conversation? And then the outcome of that is after that meeting, they really work with one of those resources to build a business plan or retool the business plan to anything that's changed in their concepts since the meeting. And then the ultimate goal is to get them into that, starting that business and getting through that first 3 to 5 years, which is the tough part.
Tough, and the enthusiasm is always there when they're going to start a new business, but the plan isn't always there, and this implements that plan. So the success rate can be higher, because anybody that's going into business for themselves, wanting to start a business, they're excited about it, they're enthusiastic, but you really need that plan.
You do.
And this sounds like a great way to help develop that plan with assistance from all those experts. So
the business plan is the starting point, but that business plan has to be created in such a way that it's a working document, and year 5 of that business, they need to be either retooling the business plan or working through the steps that are in the business plan. And it's such an important part of that business startup that's why we take such a great amount of time and resources to get that to them. And so that's really important.
Okay. Lots of things going on, lots of wheels turning. We were actually in Chicago, I think, the weekend that you had your gathering. You want to talk about I know Emily got a story up on the awards that were given and the good food that was enjoyed underneath the Arrow Hotel in the parking area there.
Yeah, it was a great Sunday afternoon. We had about 70 or so people in attendance, and we use that as our awards announcement. Our Agricultural Innovator Award went to the Dave Lamb family. Mm-hmm. The Business Innovator Award went to Arrow Seed Company, the Girardin family. And the Friends of Custer County, I think is the name of it, went to the fairgrounds.
Right.
And then our Wheel Horse Award, which is our honor for what we feel is the most, the highest level of leadership and success in what we're trying to accomplish with CEDC, and tremendous amount of time and commitment. And that went to Joyce Richardson with Runza.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was a nice, and when we announced our leadership class, which actually has grown. I think we have 13 or 14 now in our leadership class.
Great.
So.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Before we let you go, what's your feelings about the baseball playoffs right now? Have you been following any of the... Brent and I was just talking about Cleveland and the Yankees in their final game. This is it tonight, and they're moving back to New York for this game. And I don't know how you feel about the Yankees. I personally think I don't like them, but Gary Wright does. And poor old Kurt Crawley, the Dodgers, failed him. There's disappointments in baseball, just like life, Keith.
Yeah, and it's hard to adjust.
Have you been catching any of the games?
I watched part of it. I'm not a pro.
Oh, you don't watch the pros too much?
I don't. I don't. I love baseball, but I can't watch baseball on TV.
Some people are that way.
You just can't do it.
That's the way.
Too slow.
Jeremy's the same way. He said, I can go to a game and watch it and love it, but I cannot watch it on TV. I don't mind. I enjoy it. You can actually take a nap, wake up, and see the end.
Well, yeah, you really can. You don't miss much. And you can see it 10 times replayed afterwards.
Yeah, they'll recap it for you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for all the work that you and all of the other folks involved are doing. It sounds like there's a lot of things going on. We could talk about some others, but we invite you to come back and talk to us next time.
Well, yeah, hopefully we'll have some news to talk about after today's meeting that we can next time I come out, we can talk about that.
All right. Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Keith Ellis, who heads up the Custer County Economic Development Corporation for all of our wonderful county. More after these words.
Did you know there's a conservative advocacy and benefits organization with over 2 million members and counting? It's Amac, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Here are 3 reasons why you should consider joining Amac right now. First, Amac saves you money. From discounts on travel and lodging, cell phones and plans, access to insurance products, and more. Joining Amac is a powerful tool against inflation. Second, with a bi-monthly magazine, daily website content, podcasts with America's thought leaders, and an app that delivers insightful coverage of the issues that matter most, Amac is a trusted source of information. And third, the reason that people say is their favorite is that Amac fights for your conservative values on Capitol Hill. With more than 2 million members, Amac is a voice that cannot be ignored, working tirelessly to preserve the freedom secured by our Constitution. Go to amac.us/liberty and join today. That's amac.us/liberty. amac.us/liberty.
We're celebrating fall colors and fun at Beau Bouderie with our customers. Come and draw for a sweet treat discount ranging from 20 to 50% off one regular price merchandise item. This sale excludes Western boots and hats, Red Wing, and Wolverine boots. Come and check out what's new on the shelves for fall. Don't tell old man winter, but we have the snow boots out for you at Beau Bouderie on the square in Broken Bow.
As farmers fill their days with hours in the combine, grain cart, and trucks, Bruning Bank wishes them a safe and successful harvest. Thank you to all the farmers, ranchers, and all who work in agriculture to produce food for our families, communities, and the world. At Bruning Bank, they are proud to have strong roots in agriculture and to have the opportunity to work with producers. Bruning Bank, build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
Waking up Central Nebraska.
They are so funny.
KCNI, KBBN.
Circus is coming through.
Charlie Crockett's the name of that artist for you. I'm Just a Clown. If you get a chance, Google Charlie Crockett, and you'll find that he does a variety of different types of music, mostly centered around kind of good old, almost Hank Williams-like country blues. And he looks a little bit like that with his outfits he wears and so forth. Pretty interesting guy. And he's been around a while making some really good music. Good to have you folks along. Thanks for listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We found out this morning that they're very busy at the Economic Development Group for Custer County. We also found out that Brent Apperson thought our cat was in his garage and I thought his mouse was in my house. We've got that cleared up. We don't think either one of those animals were from the other.
Yes.
So that's good.
There you go.
Remain good neighbors that way.
Yeah.
Jobs.
Yeah.
Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership. Looking for an infant expert, if you will.
Yeah, looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler cook in Broken Bow. Includes great benefits, good solid starting wage, looking for someone with a high school diploma or equivalent, previous experience working with infants and their families. You would be purchasing food and preparing meals, complying with USDA requirements, and be responsible for cleaning classroom and doing dishes, laundry, etc. If you would like to apply or would like more information, contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 0. Or you can apply online at centralnebraskacap.com.
Thank you, Brent Apperson. More after these words.
October is one of our favorite months at Team Physical Therapy because it's National Physical Therapy Month. October is focused on promoting the benefits of physical therapy, the importance of movement in our everyday lives, and overall wellness. Team Physical Therapy offers many therapies to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, or call 872-5111. Here's to the month of celebrating physical therapy from Team Physical Therapy.
Varney Health Mart is proud to offer a complete selection of over-the-counter products you might need. This includes Hall's Menthol Drops, Mucinex Children's Syrup, and varieties of Robitussin. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday from 9 until 1. Don't forget about their convenient drive-up window. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
8:35, Brent and Dave with you on The Breakfast Show. As we look down our list of talk points. You want to hand me that one, Brent?
Sure, yeah. Thank you. We can give you another job opportunity as well, as the Nebraska Department of Transportation is currently accepting applications for a highway maintenance worker in Ansley. For a full job description or to apply, you need to go to this website, statejobs.nebraska.gov. An online state application must be completed to apply. So again, go to statejobs.nebraska.gov. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
All right, let's talk a little bit about a very important website that has been created for our use here in our listening area or anywhere. Actually, some folks have put together a website to help. Well, basically, it's a resource of information on getting help if you're having some mental stress, mental problems, or you know someone out there who is struggling for whatever reason. The website is mhpcc.org. Check it out, mhpcc.org. Now, mental illness affects 19% of the adult population, 46% of teenagers, and 13% of children each year. So people that may be struggling could be right next to you in your family, your workers, people in your neighborhood, maybe somebody in your church. It really has no criteria as to who it affects. So there'll be some resources to help you help yourself or other people's, maybe detect somebody that's struggling. That website again is mhpcc.org. We have had too many suicides in the recent years here in our area, and we hope maybe this website will help deter that. That's mhpcc.org. And thanks for putting that up. They did that just because they wanted to try to help this situation.
Oh, there's that contemplative look again.
I'm still not sure about the mouse, but I'm going to take your word for it.
You're going to somehow find a way to blame me for a mouse being in your house. I can't believe this.
Well, we just haven't had a mouse for about 25 or 30
well,
years.
I'm sorry about that.
And you just moved in.
Yeah, a year ago.
Well, it's the fall. They could have come in with something off the farm and run across the street.
We moved our stuff a year ago.
Well, there's mouse families. It doesn't like...
Well... Okay, all right. Well, what do you want me to do? What, you want me to come over and catch it for you or what?
I wish you would. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Probably not.
No, I'm leaving that just as a thought. It's possible there's other places the mouse could have came from.
Huh?
Maybe... We have 5 cats. How could we have a mouse?
I was just going to say that. I'm like, don't blame me. I'd be going around talking to the cats that live at your residence as to why is there a mouse in the house. I think I would take it up with them.
That's what our oldest son commented as we were talking to him on the phone this week, and he goes, "What are your cats doing?" Well, they're fed well. They like to chase birds. They're good snake catchers, but I don't know about mice. Maybe you should make friends with that black and white one that was in your garage so you won't have mice.
You never know.
Here's Bruce Springsteen.
play the sport he loves 2.5 hours away. My family's asleep, and I have a little bit of quiet. Need to look at and sign our loan renewal? Done. Need to deposit a check? On it. Need to transfer some money to my daughter in college? Taken care of. Nebraska State Bank has the ability to make sure I can do my banking when it fits my schedule. So yeah, midnight is banking time. My banking time.
Nebraska State Bank, Broken Bow, Callaway, Myrna. Member FDIC.
They say behind every great man is a great woman. And while that's true, we'll take that a step further and say that behind every great parts store, there's even greater staff and patrons. At WinQuest, you'll find an amazing staff of parts professionals who have a combined experience of well over 100 years. You'll also find loyal patrons who know where to find quality parts and excellent service. To our crew and customers, Dan and I would like to say thank you for making us who we are today. 97 years and 4 generations strong. WinQuest Incorporated, proudly serving you since 1925. East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Are prairie dogs wreaking havoc in your pastures? Then get rid of them with Rosol from Arrow Seed. Rosol is a restricted use pesticide approved for use on prairie dogs by licensed pesticide applicators between October 1st and March 15th. Rosol is an easy-to-use bait that provides excellent acceptance, has superior weatherability, and proven reliability. Purchase Rosol by December 31st to get rebates of $6.25 per pail. To learn more about Rosol, call or stop by Arrow Seed in Broken Bow today.
Grandpa Grim has disappeared from Knee-Knocker Woods. Did those dang zombies finally get him? We need your help. And even though everything's more expensive these days, not Knee-Knocker Woods. Same price, more value. The new infested corn maze, zombie brain launch, axe throwing, plus screaming lickety-split accelerated escape rooms and plenty more. Knee-Knocker Woods in Gibbon is open every end in October through Halloween night. Pick up your discount coupon at Pump and Pantry. Get your tickets now at knee-knockerwoods.com.
What waits in the woods?
8:46.
Oh, don't even go to the mouse thing again. Don't even try to accuse me of being the one responsible for a mouse being in your house. Just don't go there.
Well, when usually you have a conversation between two people and there's an issue, that means both of you are involved.
Let me think about that for a little bit. Okay. I guess okay. But it was never. But there wasn't an issue till you brought it up.
There wasn't an issue till there was a cat in your garage and a mouse in our house. We did not create these issues; they happened.
Yes.
We had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
I suspect,
and an accusation.
Well, I was just wondering.
See,
if
that's really what this is all about. An accusation. Dave accusing Brent of something again.
I'm sorry you see it that way, neighbor. Now my dandruff's starting to get up a little bit.
You want me to talk about Rustic and Red?
Please.
Okay. Did you know it's the third Thursday of the month?
Already?
This week?
Oh,
my
man.
gracious. Coming up this week, it is the third Thursday, so that means Rustic and Red and Cozad going to do their sip and shop that they do every third Thursday of the month. So grab your friends and head to Rustic and Red in Cozad, Nebraska. They'll be open Thursday from 10 to 7. Now, they've got sales that run all day, and then the sipping starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. October Sip and Shop at Rustic and Red in downtown Cozad. They're going to have a special guest this month. It's Susan Hart. She'll be showing off some of her beautiful artwork, so check that out. Rustic and Red provides home decor, specialty candles, men and women's apparel, wedding gifts, baby gifts, jewelry, and specialty coffee and tea. It's all at Rustic and Red in Cozad. Stop in and enjoy their Sip and Shop this Thursday.
Well, just for the sake of keeping our neighborhood friendly and you and I as friends and co-hosts, let's change the subject.
Okay.
But be ready to kind of cringe a little bit.
Cringe.
Yeah,
okay.
You know?
All right. I don't know if I like this or not.
A woman in California who wears contact lenses went to see her doctor because she had blurry vision and pain. At first, the eye doctor couldn't find the source. Upon further examination, the doctor discovered the edges of 2 contact lenses stuck inside the woman's eyelid.
Ew.
Then she saw more. Ultimately, the eye doc pulled out 23 contact lenses from the patient's eye.
Whoa! Are you serious?
That's according to CBS News, yes.
23? Pulled 23 separate contact lenses out of her eyes.
Yes. She must put them in and fall asleep and lose them in her eye. So the patient is happy she's okay now and still wearing contact lenses.
Oh. Hopefully just a pair.
Why would you pull out 23 of those? Where do they go?
Okay. Now, this is kind of hard for me because I've never had contact lenses. Never had contacts. I've just went with glasses. I've never dealt with contacts.
Right.
So if I start sounding stupid with some of the remarks I make, I apologize. But don't you with contact lenses, especially with because they have disposable ones, right? Where you put a set in, then you take them out, you put another set in or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you forget there's a set of contacts in your eyes and just keep putting a contact over the top of it?
Well, I think they slid in under her eyelids off, so they weren't on her eye. They were tucked away underneath the eyelid or off to the side in the corner of the eye. So she just put new ones on.
Oh, so maybe she thought she had taken them out.
Maybe.
But they were stuck in the corner of her eye. Is that it?
Yeah, or above the eye or down below it, I suppose. She 23 of them, they would have been all the way around the whole eye.
Oh, man. 23.
Yeah.
Wow.
23.
Huh. And that caused blurry vision. Can we play Double Vision by Foreigner?
That's a good one.
Okay.
However, I do have Whiskey Myers lined up with John Wayne.
sprinkler package. With harvest coming, make sure your grain bins are in top working order by having them checked over or even rewired. They also carry the widest range of fuses and capacitors in town. Call today at 872-7786. Check them out on Facebook or at custerei.com. That's Custer Electric and Irrigation at 872-7786 on Facebook or at custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
9:04, 27 degrees outside under a clear sky here at Broken Bow, Nebraska. Good to have you along. And our guest is in the studio. They've been talking over there, folks, about volleyball and football. Mo, how you doing?
Good morning.
With Ideal Realty, but also a sports talk show I think you guys could do.
We probably could, Mo.
We could try.
Yeah,
sure.
I always love it when, especially during volleyball season, I enjoy it when Mo comes in early because Mo is a huge Nebraska volleyball fan, and you go to a lot of the games in person, right?
Yeah, I've missed one so far this year.
Yeah, oh, gee, wow. I'm so jealous. I've never been to one. I've never been to a Husker volleyball game, and I am now told that that's the atmosphere to be in.
It is. It's a lot of fun, and everybody's just so polite, and I mean that kind of threw me off to begin with, being in a college sport.
Mm-hmm.
My niece played basketball at Hastings, and volleyball, basketball, different sports.
Sure.
Basketball people are a little rowdier, I think,
yeah,
than volleyball, but everybody's just so polite there, and even the opposing team yesterday, when we go to serve, you could hear a pin drop. Everybody's just super quiet and letting her concentrate. And the parents behind us were like, it's so quiet in here. How do they do that? Nebraska nice.
Yes.
That's good, though.
And an understanding of the sport, which people who go, this state has an understanding of the sport of volleyball, especially those who go to the games.
Yes. I was told Hawaii and Nebraska are the two that understand the sport the best.
Yeah,
They're fans. Their fans understand the sport the best.
Don't you think Coach Cook has a lot to do with the politeness too? Because I mean, he's a super even-keeled guy. I mean, he looks a little grouchy during the games. Before we met him, when he was here for the chamber deal, which you helped with, I thought, man, he looks just a little grouchy. Never yells or anything, but when you meet him, he's just about as nice a guy as you could meet.
Mm-hmm. Very personable. Yeah. Very personable. But yeah, when he sits on the sidelines now, I don't know if, him and Russ Rose got together and decided that's going to be the persona on the sideline, because Russ was kind of the same way. They just sit there. And I tell you what, when those two get up to say something, heads are going to roll. Yeah. Because they don't get up unless
there's something
to be said.
There is something to be said. They let their assistants say stuff. So John got up. Actually, we were winning, and I don't know what upset him, but boy, he jumped up and screamed at the girls and I'm looking at the score going, I don't know what that was all about, but it seemed like we were doing good.
Something that they practiced that they weren't implementing or something?
Probably.
Yes, and I love to listen to JB and Lauren afterwards because Lauren is always on him about something. And when Orr was in there setting and she was having all the double hits, I said, we've got to listen to postgame because Lauren's going to be, as a setter, she's going to be all over him on that. And yeah, she was poking at him.
Well, daughter can get away with that with dad.
I love her questions.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to their podcast?
I haven't. I need to do that.
It's it can be fun to listen to now and again.
Yeah, they're
dad and daughter.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
I've got to listen to that. I didn't know they had a podcast. Yeah, that'd be very interesting. They both know the sport inside and out, and that's why I like listening to them during the game, too. I've got to get my little radio.
Oh, do you?
So I can listen to them as I'm watching the game. Because they're so knowledgeable.
They are, yeah.
They tell you
their knowledge of the sport is immense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lauren can tell you what's going on when you didn't realize that was going on.
And Baylor can remember things that happened 30 years ago and talk talk about it as if it was today, which amazes me.
And he's so funny.
So
when he there's a hole in the floor at the he's got these little things he says that just crack you up.
Yeah.
So they're fun to listen to.
We happened to listen to him yesterday on the highway traveling. Mm-hmm. We didn't catch the first set, so we got where that was kind of not as exciting, but it's okay, right?
Yes.
When you're winning, it's okay.
It is. Yeah. I was ready to get out of there.
Well, they said, I think he mentioned that some people were leaving and it had kind of tightened up a little bit. He says, I think maybe they're leaving a little too soon. So
people were leaving halfway through the third set. There's your confidence.
I think that's what he mentioned. Yeah, that is confidence. Well, speaking of confidence, people can be confident that Ideal Realty will get their houses marketed properly so they sell and you have happy buyers, right?
Absolutely, yes. Please come list with us. I brought my little sheet of, we do a spreadsheet of what's going on with our listings. And, we have one piece of property for sale in Broken Bow right now. Everything else is sale pending. So piece of land, where the Sandhills Manor was. Boy, I'm old. I'm sorry. What was it last? Golden Living Center. Then it was
Golden Living.
There was something after that. The nursing home.
Yeah, I can't remember the last name.
There's multiple names.
Either.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't feel so bad now.
But I'm glad you said Sandhills Manor because that's the one that is most familiar to me for some reason.
I don't think that one was it named very long. That last name, I don't remember.
I don't think so. Anyway, yes. So Chris Myers, got rid of demolished the old Golden Living Center, which needed to be done. Mm-hmm. And there is still a piece of property on that block that is for sale. Our sign's there. Kirsten has it listed. So if you're interested in about an acre, I think it's 1.1.
Okay.
It's the whole back side. She has that listed. Be a great piece of property. There's going to be right off Highway 2.
Yeah, prime location.
Mm-hmm, good location. And then we still have a house in Myrna, a little 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom for sale. Marion has a house in Callaway for sale. I have a mobile home between Anselmo and Milburn that needs to be moved off. We have that for sale, and that's about it.
Gosh.
So we need listings.
Yeah.
At this point, Broken Bow especially, I still have buyers, and I'm working on 4. So never fear, if you're a buyer, contact me. I've got a couple of flip houses that are 3-bedroom, 2-bath, going to be on the market, a nice big ranch style going to be on the market, and a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a multi-level house.
That are
coming. So we're working on 4. Yeah, we're working on 4. Should be listed in the next 2-3 weeks.
I hope I can ask this. I'm going to. I guess it's up to you whether you answer it or not.
Oh, okay.
But you say you have buyers. Are these people that are from out of the area wanting to move in, or is it people just looking to change and maybe upgrade, or I guess in some cases maybe downgrade?
Right. Or downsize. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right now, the ones I'm working with are both coming from out of town.
Yeah. I think
so that's the thing.
Great.
There's no house that they're either upgrading or downsizing. There's no other house. I think that's why we're in a crunch. We've got people moving in.
Mm-hmm.
Good problem to have for our community, right?
It
people
is.
Moving in, but nobody really moving out. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's growth.
Get more housing going and some care for the kids while mom works or dad works.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a couple of clicks up, but it's good the way it is.
Right.
I've noticed too that even with the higher interest rates that are implemented and maybe even a little more on the way, the houses aren't for sale very long.
No.
Which I thought maybe when the interest rates went up, it might change things, but it hasn't so far.
I thought so too. I thought I'm going to be bored. I looked at Mike and I'm like, oh, maybe I should take vacation. We're going to be bored. No, I mean, once we get that listing, we're showing maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe a month at the most, and it's sale pending.
Kind of makes sense though if those two houses or the buyers are coming from somewhere else, they need a place no matter what's going on, right?
And we don't have much for rentals either. I mean, everybody's full.
Yeah.
We have a lot of rentals. People are full. Again, not a bad problem to have. Not complaining, just saying we need to be working on more. And it's tough with the prices of material and labor shortage. And, poor Custer County, where, you guys are part of CEDC.
All right.
We know we're in a little bit of a tough situation, but everybody's working together to try to alleviate it. And we've got people, flipping houses, which is great. There are some houses. That's one thing, I suppose, with this crunch, I've been trying to. It's tough. It's tough to get people to sell those houses that are sitting empty because they have their reasons.
Right. But
of why they're hanging on to them. It's tough. It's tough to sit there and watch it, though.
I know. And I always visualize maybe taking a walk and I see a block where there's some smaller, older vacant houses or ones that aren't in very good shape, and I think, gosh, if you could just blink your eye like Bewitched and take that lot and change it into 2 duplexes, or because the plumbing's there, the electricity's there, and the houses that are empty aren't going to be getting any better. They're going to go more downhill.
Right.
And just remove them and put in more housing, but it's not that easy.
It's not. And houses that sit deteriorate.
Yeah.
They just do. Like I said, they get worse. So, I mean, if you have family out there, you can talk them into, and they have, a house in Broken Bow that's just sitting. Love to visit with them. What can we do to get them to be able to flip it, sell it to somebody else to flip? I'll help them flip it. I've got some connections with a few people.
You do. You know
I
an
know a
electrician
few.
to start with.
I was going to say.
And you work with lots of different
I do.
people out there.
Lots of, I know more than one electrician.
And plumber.
And plumbers.
Carpenters are probably one of the harder things because they're very busy too.
They are.
Yeah.
They're super busy. But, you can, depend on the project, you can get them in there for a little this, little that. And if you can do some of it yourself.
Yeah. A lot of this would be dependent on whether you wanted to put your efforts into it, your labor.
Right.
But
and your knowledge,
Yeah. To flip them, though, if you can do more of your own, the better it's going to come out financially.
Better the money is.
Well, it would be for most people. If I did it, then I'd do it. Then I'd
have to pay someone to come in and fix the work that you tried to do.
Exactly.
I've had to redo things multiple times.
That's where I'm at.
I've had to redo things multiple times, Dave.
You learn.
So
you learn from that.
You do. I learned on, here's what I did when we bought our rental houses. That's where I tried things out.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it didn't work out just perfect, after this renter, I go tear it out and try something else.
Yeah. Well, there's that market. That's one of that could be a relief valve for some of the shortages we have. That's for sure. But you say people have their reasons to hold on to those houses, whatever they might be. But if you're out there listening and you're thinking about it, I imagine you'd be happy to take a call.
I would. I'd be happy to listen to what you got and how can we work on it to make it living space for someone. And
I think, again, if you're in our communities in Custer County, they all have that same scenario as well, right? Not just Broken Bow.
Yeah, any community in Custer. And I guess I throw this out there. I do property management. Tom Ecker did it for years and years and years at Green Ecker's Realty. And now I've taken on some of those properties he did. So, hey, if you've got a family home and we can't sell it, Mo, well, how about if we do a few things to it and rent it out and we could manage it?
I see.
And that way, at least, we've got another place for people to live.
Yep. And the house is being used, so it's not
going to deteriorate.
Yep.
And people have a source of income coming in.
Yeah, because some people say, well, I don't want to be a landlord. Well, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
That's where we come in and we take care of it.
Yeah, I think there'd be a lot more people that would be interested in renting their property if they didn't have to be the landlord.
Right. If they didn't have to deal with renters. So like I said, we manage properties. We have fabulous renters, tenants that are in the properties that we manage. So there's a lot of great people that need rental property in our communities, even outside of Broken Bow. So we can fill that. We want to fill that need for those people, and maybe this is something we can work on with these houses that are sitting vacant.
You mentioned the commercial lot, the old Golden Living Center lot. Are there any residential lots for sale? Do you have any property for sale on that side of it?
I don't, but I do know some people who own them. So if you're thinking of building, give us a call too.
Okay.
You know, we can work with you and get you in touch with people that do own some lots. They don't necessarily want to have them for sale, but we can see if we can line something up for you. You know, our company's all about just trying to get people into houses, get you something. Like I said, we got more people coming here, it seems like, than we have places for them to live. So we're trying to help out all of our communities in Custer County as much as we possibly can, get those people in some sort of housing, because our businesses need those people to work.
Yeah, that's the other equation there. So if somebody out there is thinking about maybe upsizing or downsizing, they know people are coming to town, and you're listening out there and you have a house to sell, and maybe you're getting close, you contact Mo. What's the time element here to make it sale ready? Depends on the property, I suppose.
Depends on the property. But we can get a lot of things done within a month.
Okay.
You know, depending on the property. But you can get things in 30 days. We can get a lot of stuff done.
All right.
So, yeah, just contact me at goidealrealty.com.
Okay. Talk about your website a little bit. You have some photographs. You have some virtual tours.
Yeah, not much for virtual tours right now.
You would have.
You got to have a house, don't you?
Gosh. But yes, we do virtual tours, lots of pictures. We are on Realtor and Zillow and all those. I think we're on 50 different worldwide websites, plus our own. And ours, I really like the company I use at goidealrealty.com. They're very good mobile. A lot of different websites, you bring them up on your iPad, your iPhone, and that's what, or Android. That's what people are using to look. They're not using their computer as much.
Yeah, you're right.
And if your website is not mobile friendly, it irritates people, and they stop looking at your website. So our website is very mobile friendly. I'm very happy about that.
Okay, that is important because it is a fact that the computer back in the bedroom at the house is not getting used as much as it used to.
No, they're looking on their more mobile devices. So, and a lot of people that are looking are, the millennials.
Yep.
And that's what they're looking on. They're not grabbing their laptop like old Gen X is.
Yeah.
I still grab my laptop, and I'm half blind, so I'm not going to look on my phone.
Well, to me, laptops are still mobile. You can move around with them. A bigger screen so you can see them.
Yeah. That's why I grab it. Seriously, I'm like, I can't see anything. I'm grabbing my laptop.
And it's easier to type on a laptop.
It is
for me.
Oh,
me
Lord,
too.
yeah.
But I'm telling you, if you're listing your house, a lot of when you're listing, it's kind of. I'm trying to put this together. When you're listing your house, a lot of times, not always, a lot of times you're a boomer or a Gen X, and you're listing, and they don't know what those millennials and Gen Zs, how are they looking at it? That's what we're supposed to worry about, is to make sure your property is friendly for them to look at. So, again, why you hire an agent, because it's our job to know how to get that information to them.
And market it, yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for the sports talk and the update on Ideal Realty here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Here's Delbert McClinton.
6818 for as little as only $1.19 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-711-6818 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on this little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-711-6818 now. That's 800-711-6818.
Well, I'm not sure if that's more unsettling than toe fungus, but it's right up there. Universal Insurance in Broken Bow, Nebraska. They won't upset you. They'll help you.
That's right. Always important to insure your home, your family, and your possessions. But if you're in business, it's important to insure it. Ask Universal Insurance in Broken Bow about getting the right coverage for your business. They have a wide knowledge base and catalog of information to help your business, from HR to OSHA availability to other features that will play a key role in your business success on the insurance side. Talk to Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today. Call 872-6438, or you can visit them at 940 South E Street in Broken Bow.
Thanks, Brent. Real quick, if you would, remind folks what's going on tomorrow for your sports coverage. You always got something going on.
We do, especially this time of year. Tomorrow we will plan to be in Sumner, SEM, hosting a volleyball triangular with Twin Loop and with Arcadia Loop City. So we'll have those for you. That'll be our final regular season broadcast. Kind of. Yeah, I think you can say that. Our final regular season broadcast of volleyball on Tuesday night. And then for more volleyball, on Friday, we plan to go to Ogallala and cover Broken Bow at the Southwest Conference volleyball tournament on Friday. And we'll tell you more about that as we go through the week. And then next week, I think it's sub-districts.
Wow.
So there you go. A lot of stuff coming up. And, of course, football state playoffs for D1 and D2 start Thursday. We'll be talking about what we're able to do coverage-wise and letting you know about that as we go through the week. And then Broken Bow will conclude its regular season on Friday night when they go to Gothenburg. We'll have that game on the radio. We do want to let you know that we're going to be airing the Broken Bow football game Friday night on KBBN. That's because we have that night free from area games on Friday night, so we'll kind of give people an opportunity to listen on more of an extended signal on KBBN, especially since we're playing Gothenburg. So we'll do that on Friday night. Take note of that. And then all of the Broken Bow volleyball matches then will be over on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3. Once we get the bracket, we'll let you know when they're playing and what our coverage will be like that. And one final thing, on Friday, I don't know how we're going to do all of this, but we have a plan. On Friday, we'll be doing live reports from the State Cross Country Championships at the Kearney Country Club on Friday. We have several from our area who have qualified for state, so we'll be there keeping you up to date on that, and all of those reports will be on KBBN on Friday.
All right, Friday will be a big day.
It will be a big, busy day, yes.
Well, tomorrow will be another big breakfast show. That starts at 7:30, and you're welcome to join us, folks. Talk to you then.
See ya.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, look for sunny to partly cloudy skies with high temperatures working up into the lower part of the 50s. Then for tonight, mostly clear and chilly, a low of 17. Tuesday, once again lower 50s for high temperatures under lots of sunshine, and then warming up into your Wednesday to a high of 69 degrees.
In his last will and testament, Robert has bequeathed to his only heir and devoted caretaker